Go.
My topic is all about karate, or the art of open hand fighting. Now, karate literally means open hand in Japanese. Now, one may trace the origins of karate to Chinese martial arts, but Chinese martial arts also has an origin, which is from a Buddhist monk named Bodhidharma. Now, Bodhidharma taught Zen Buddhism in Asia. And while he was teaching Zen Buddhism, he was also teaching a certain set of exercises which became the foundation of Chinese martial arts. Now, since Chinese martial arts became famous all throughout China, it also spread to its neighboring countries. One area was particularly influenced was Okinawa, which is near Japan. Now, no one can really say how it started, but it just somehow appeared over there. So, karate or karate do is a functional art in which you use both your hands and your feet to strike the opponent and, if possible, debilitate him in order to defend yourself. Now, what is the relevance of karate today? For one man, a famous practitioner named Gichin Funayoshi, this is what he said: "True karate is this, that one may train both his mind and his body to a spirit of humility, and at critical times be devoted to the sense of justice." Now that alone shows his relevance. Now the relevance of karate right now in modern times could be self-development, as what that Gichin Funayoshi said. The Japanese term that term as Budo. Now you can also use it for fitness or for sports. But more importantly, you can use this for self-defense. Now, there are three important practices that you have to remember in karate. You've got Kihon, Kata, and Kumite. Now, Kihon is what you see in many martial art movies, in which everyone does the same technique in a unison order. So, I will show to you some techniques. One technique that we all know is the roundhouse kick. So, it goes like this. Another technique is the side kick, which is what Bruce Lee is usually famous for, but he's not a karate practitioner actually. Another one is the back kick, or the turning back kick. It just depends on where your enemy is. Another one is the front kick. You use it to push your enemies. So we also have different stances. Although usually this is the fighting stance, some stances have their uses in a real fight. So one such is forward-leaning stance, in which you use it to move at long distances or to dart through long distances. There are also some which is the backward-leaning stance, which is usually used for defense. There is one which is the horse stance. Although you don't really do that in a fight, it's more for fitness. It makes your joints stronger. So, that's pretty much what we can say for Kihon. Next would be Kata. Now, Kata literally means form or model. Now, Kata is what you usually see people like they're dancing. It's a uniform sequence of movements that tells a story of how you can apply certain techniques in an idealized combat situation. So, one such example is this. That can be a kata. Then, finally, we have kumite. Now, kumite is what many martial arts are known for. It means in our time, sparring. But it literally means meeting of hands. So, there are different kinds of kumite. But the most common ones are check sparring and the full force one. Check sparring is technically like you're fighting but you don't hit each other, or you only hit each other with a really minimal amount of force. Because the goal there is just to practice your techniques and not to injure the opponent. Then the full force one is where you truly fight with all your force. But of course, if you're not ready, you might get injured. Now, last thing that I'm going to talk about karate is the belting system, or the ranks. Now, originally there are only 4 belts in karate, which is white, green, brown, and black. But since people are often discouraged these days, or rather we live in a lifestyle in which we have to be fast, so many masters have implemented sub-colors or sub-ranking belts, which are usually in the color of blue, orange, purple, different shades of brown, but that just really depends on your dojo. Now, the reason why we do this is so that the students will not be discouraged. Rather, they will have a lot of things to look forward to in a not so long span of time. Because usually it takes a year in order to get to the next belt, and sometimes that might be discouraging if you fail the exam. So one might ask, what's the story with the belts? Well, of course, when I said that the 4 belts, the original 4 ones have a story, this is how the story goes. This is how the story goes. The white one symbolizes purity. Purity of mind, purity of spirit, purity of body. Well, technically, when you just enter the dojo, you're pure. You don't know anything. You have to learn a lot of things. So, you're pure, white. The next is green. It's like a little sprout. You're turning green. You're having a form. You're growing. But you still have a lot to learn. You're just growing a little bit, but you still have a lot to learn. Next will be brown. You're beginning to become mature, but you're not yet in your final maturity form. So you're now harder, stronger, more mature, but you still have a way to go before you attain that final form. Now the black one might mean a black tree or a black rock. That just really depends on how people see it, but we all see the point anyway. Because it symbolizes maturity, strength, solidness. It could stand through the age of time. So that's what a black belt is. Someone who has worked hard, who is also mature, who deserves to wear that belt. So that's all. Thank you.